Thanks for joining, ladies. Welcome to our lenses masterclass, but also more of a workshop because this is going to be it's going to be a lot of writing. So right now, grab a pen and paper, make sure you've got your notepad, something to write on. Yeah, perfect. Because it really is just going to be, it's less about me talking, more about the doing, and really embedding the lenses at the start of the year, and really creating in the detail the life that you love. So really, like, creating the reason why we call it a lenses is around transforming your vision into reality, right? So the way you look at life from that bigger perspective, the big lens, you take in the bigger and wider landscape. So you've got when you look, when you take a zoom out, so you take your life and you kind of zoom out and you get the whole picture. And we can do the focus lenses, right? Which is the 1 year lens, the 90-day lens, the 30-day lens, the 1 week lens, and the daily lens as well. So creating a bit of a plan for yourself is really important, to know where your focus is going. It's all about directing your levels of focus to create that big vision. So we need to have different levels in our daily life to create the incremental stages to actually get to where we want to go. We want to take action because energy flows through the path of least resistance. And your ego was going to lie and hide things, but noticing that the action that you take is clear information about the structure that you're in. Are you moving towards your goals, or are you stuck and oscillating? And it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be, something that you just a chore or you don't want to do. Success should be easy. It should be in alignment with your higher self, your highest desires. And if it's not, then there's probably something you need to change. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to come across any challenges in your life. And, to be fair, if you don't have challenges to overcome and to live through and experience, then you're probably very comfortable and not doing too much with your life. You're in the same patterns and just churning through life. And so where we want to see the biggest growth is about overcoming those challenges, passing through the challenges, not avoiding everything in your life so it's just super easy, because otherwise we get bored, and that's just human nature. We don't watch a romance movie and in it it's just like a movie about the two people just completely in love, everything's going really well, and then the happy ending, right? There's always something, there's always a challenge to come through, there's always heartbreak or this or drama or something happens, right, that they have to overcome or have to move through, and there's a learning and all of these things, and then they come back together in the happy ending usually. So it's not about life needs to be, easy, but it's about success and happiness and life. It should be joyful. You should enjoy it. You're allowed to experience the entire spectrum of the emotional scale, right? And part of that is despair and anger and frustration and sadness and depression and all of these things. We're allowed to experience this human journey. It's just that there are more pleasurable emotions than others. And so what we really want to do is create a measurement tool, right? You can have a bad day, but you can still have a good week, right? You can always create a successful week. So if we're focused, we're allowed to have bad moments and uncomfortable and moments and days, but a week is a really good measurement tool to have enough focus that you're not going to get overwhelmed. So our weekly lenses, and this is why I do the Monday morning lenses, is to set your intention for the week and have a reflection on the week past, find the growth and what you're moving towards and what your intention is in the week following. And so a week is a really, really like the perfect amount of measurement of that incremental success. And the lenses is also a process that lets your unconscious brain know that you'll be reviewing every week, that you're cultivating this habit of follow through and accountability, which changes your energy, right? So we want to cultivate this habit of follow through. And if you say you're going to do something, I'm going to follow through and take the action, right? So there's a principle, the 80-20 rule, right? And I've done a workshop on that. So, and it's about, taking the 20% of the effort will create 80% of the results. What is your minimum effective dose? I think Tim Ferriss refers to this. What is your absolute minimum that you are happy to do? That is your absolute baseline for that action and for to have a successful week, right? What are your non-negotiables? And there are different areas in life we must have these, right? It might be in health. Your non-negotiable is, going for a walk every morning or going to the gym. Your non-negotiable is maybe taking a dog out for a walk. What is your and then, if you do the absolute bare minimum, and knowing what that is, right? Knowing what is that minimum effective dose of having a successful week. So we want to get kind of stuck into the lenses. We start off with, we've got the larger lens, which is the objective, the long-term directional goal. I might actually just share the screen so you've got some visuals. Oh, this one. There we go. Cool. Can you all see the screen? I'm pretty sure you should be able to.
Yes.
Yeah. So your objective, your long-term directional goal, it's, beyond a year plus. That's your vision, right? Like your long-term objectives. We bring that down, we narrow that down into targets. So your short-term direction, 90-day goals. So every quarter, every 3 months, you've got your kind of targets that you want to aim for. So you want to have that in mind. And then we bring that down further to your goals, your calculated 30-day goals, what you want to achieve every single month. And then we take the lens even further into your weekly perspective. So what are your weekly commitments? And it's there's a weekly review that we go through every 7 days. We must take that, review our progress. And then we take it into our planning and our daily intention and our daily practice. And this is what you do every single day, right? And it could be the same thing, it could be different, but it's important to actually connect into your daily intention. Now, there's this Japanese saying, it's the Kaizen, which is the incremental steps, right? You can't just go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds, unless you're one of the fastest cars on the planet. But it's about taking those incremental steps. Now, you might not feel like you're making progress, but it's the magic of it's like taking a step, climbing a flight of stairs. You're just taking one step at a time. You're not jumping from platform to platform. You're taking that one step. So the lenses is like that, your daily routine and your daily action is one step at a time. What's your 1% that you can do today that will move you towards your goals? So I want you to take your pad and pen out now, and we're going to do a bit of a brain dump. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a brain dump, and just a refresh. You've probably done this a million times, but we just want to really just refresh some of these goals. You can just do dot points. Really, we're going to go through it quickly. So the first thing is your finances. So what are your financial goals? What would be really comfortable for you just to achieve? What is your number? What is your financial freedom number? That number where all your bills are paid for and then some. You've got something left over for yourself. What is that financial? What are your financial goals? It could be really, really big. It could be reasonable to your life and your expenses and whatever it is. Now, try to take the realistic word from your vocabulary, because that is the biggest killer of dreams. So I don't want you to be realistic, but I want it to be meaningful to you, right? I don't want you to think about anyone else's financial goals and what influences is out there and what pressure society has. I just want you to feel into your heart. You can close your eyes and just take yourself to that moment where all your bills are met. They're all paid for. All your needs are met. Bills are paid for. And you've got extra money in the bank to do what you've always wanted to do. And you're comfortable. And you're excited. I just want you to write that number down. And then we're going to move on to family. I want to interact with others by what's the kind of behavior? What is the interactions that you want to create with your family? Now, you can also extend this to your friends, your relationships, your friendships, right? You could, these are the people in your life that support you, that you hang out with, you love spending time with, you learn from. What are some of these interactions that you want? You know, you might just want to have a phone call every month with your immediate family. Or you might want to have a weekly catch up with your girlfriends. You might want to have you know, if you've got friends all over the world, you might want to make sure you stay in touch. What does that look like? What's that social aspect of your life? What would you love? What's your goals around that? Okay, moving on pretty quickly. We'll go into fitness now. So how will I keep fit? I'll keep all the questions up. How will I keep fit? So this is health, this is fitness, this is mindfulness, this is, you know, mind health, physical health, spiritual health. What are your practices? What are your behaviors? How do you keep fit? What is your ideal fitness and health routine? What does it feel like? What do you look like? So just do a few dot points there. And if you're watching the replay, you can always just pause the video and keep writing. And then fulfillment, my perfect average week. What does that look like? What do you do to fulfill yourself, to fill your cup? What does your perfect average week look like? What's the balance of work, play, learning, whatever it is? What fills you up? Relaxing, maybe going for a surf or going to the beach, spending, you know, how many hours would you ideally want to work? Do you have a business? Are you traveling? And this is your perfect average week. So nothing too, you know, you're once off. You know, if it's that, maybe you're excited for your quarterly holiday or trip or adventure. And you've got that coming up. And you're meeting up with some friends. What keeps you fulfilled? Okay. Moving on. So we want to dig a little bit deeper into you. So here are 3 passions. What are 3 passions? One passion that makes you money is you might not have anything, just make it up. It could be really small. One passion that makes me money could be flipping houses or buying stuff and doing them up and reselling them. It could be trading, online trading, or a coaching business. You could be selling a product that you love. You could be making something. You could, you know, paint, you know, if you're an artist. So these are your passions, right? So this isn't necessarily your main gig, just something that makes you money, or something that you might like in the future that you might not have now, but like that you're creating, something that you would love to, a passion of yours that you would love to make money with as well. What would that be? And then one that I love to do. So what are you passionate about? What it's just something that has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just like you love this. And it's just your passion. And you just love doing it. And then the third one is one passion that keeps me fit, a passion that keeps your mind sharp. It could be running or doing yoga or meditation. So thinking of the mind fitness, the body fitness, social and spiritual fitness. Just one thing, don't have to make a big long list. Okay. And then 3 people in your life. So a mentor who is where you want to be. One mentor who is where you want to be. Someone you look up to. It could be someone famous online. It could be your uncle, auntie. It could be someone in the community, one of your friends, someone at work, someone who is that you look up to, that is where you want to be. And someone who, a tribe member on the same path as you, that you can hang around with. Someone who's on the same path as you.
Is that an individual or is that more a group with that one?
It's an individual.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but write down the group if you've got a group, you know, that you can refer to, and you've got lots of different individuals in there. But if you've got maybe one person at least that is on the same path, that you can meet up physically, not necessarily online. I mean, you can have both as well. You can have someone online or someone that you talk to or hang out with quite frequently that you can talk to, right? You bounce ideas off. It might be online, that's fine. And then the last one is a mentee. So who you can show the way. Someone that is maybe a little bit further behind, just a few steps behind where you are now, but you can actually show the way. Okay. Do we need a little bit more time, or how are we going? Good.
Oh, good for me.
Cool. Okay, so what are 3 skills? What are 3 new capability skills that will increase your satisfaction? What are 3 skills that you would just love to have this year? New capabilities, a new skill set, something that you would like to improve this year, that you would like to work towards creating. So 3 new capabilities. It might be public speaking. It might be doing arts and crafts. It might be sales in your business. It might be graphic design, or maybe a fitness level, something you're trying to achieve. A new capability and skill that will just increase your satisfaction, that you'd just be so proud to achieve. And then moving to your morning routine. What are you committed to? What would you love your morning routine to look like? Does it mean more free time for you to just do whatever you feel like? Would it be, one of mine this year is reading 20 to 30 minutes. So reading a physical book with pages that I can turn. Not putting too much pressure on myself to have a regimented morning routine, but just allowing myself to feel into what feels right, what feels good this morning out of, and then I've got the tools to bring in what feels right for that morning, for that moment, for your intention for the week and the day. Our lives are, it can be quite routine and you go to work and you've got a bit of a routine, but it might not also be like that. Natalie, I know you're traveling, and so every morning is probably very different. I know every week and every month is very different. So it's like, your morning routine is going to change depending on the weather, depending on the location you're at, and for myself, sometimes I've got my dog, sometimes I don't. So my routine has to change. Sometimes I've got clients in the morning, sometimes I don't. Every week can be different. Sometimes there's like routine and it's regimented and it's like, the same thing, but you wake up every single day and you're a different person, right? You're not the person you were yesterday, because it's now been a whole 24 hours. And so you're at a different level. We're always growing. So your morning routine, it can change so much, but having a bit of structure around that, around what would feel good for you is beautiful to have that. Okay. So we're just now moving into the lenses, the focused lens. The first one is that bigger lens. So that overall, that landscape of 1 year objective plus. So your long-term directional financial number and goal. So what's your financial number? What would your long-term directional goal be? What's your financial goal? Because it's always good to kind of tie the finances in that long-term direction as well.
Amber,
yeah.
So how does this one here differ to when we started? And we were looking at the finances, what we want to make and what financial freedom number is. So
yeah. So this is now just taking just one of those goals. So you might have had a few dot points there. So it's just taking one of those and putting it in. So from this, we'll create our choices.
Okay. So that was the initial one was the overall, and now we're just breaking it down.
Yeah.
Are we? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So 1 year from now, what would prove to you that you had moved towards your vision? So what in 1 year, what would you like to achieve? 1 year plus, what is your kind of long-term vision that we're going to break down, your vision and into a daily habit, right? So we first start the high level, then we go into your 90 days, then 30 days, and then your weekly and daily routine. So kind of pick one goal, one choice that you're working towards. So it might be a financial number that you're moving towards. It might be the business that you're looking for. But really what that looks like in terms of your 1 year plus vision. And what are the things that will prove to you that you've moved towards that vision? This might not be a financial thing. This might be, you know, all the things that, you know, if you've completed this big vision, this goal, what proves to you that you've moved towards it? It might be that you've moved house, or you've got so much in the bank account, or you've hired staff in your business, you've got a certain amount of followers and engagement on your Instagram and your business, or, you know, it can just be what proves to you that you've achieved it, right? Okay, so, and then in the next 90 days, so in the next 90 days, what are all the things that you could do to move towards your 1 year objective? I just want you to have 2 columns here. What could you do in the next 90 days to move towards your 1 year objective? So what could you do is like all the things that you could do. There are so many things, right? There are so many things that you could actually do. Whether you have the capability or not, there's still things that you could do, right? Because you can always get that capability or figure it out. What will you do? This is the second question that you ask yourself, right? So once you've got a big long list of what you could do in the next 90 days to move you towards your objective, then you can kind of pick out, okay, which of those will I actually commit to? I just want to come back to the room and take a few shares. So a bit of accountability. Let's go to gallery. So what are you going to commit to in the next 90 days? What's your big goal? What's your choice that you're choosing to create? Has anyone
For me,
got
it's pretty
one?
simple.
Sorry?
I just said get a job because I don't have a job at the moment. So that's a good start.
Cool. So what's all the things that you could do to find that job in the next 90 days? What are all the things that you could do? Review your resume, talk to recruiters, you know, what are all the things? You can go to the job ad, you can go online and research which job that you would like to do. Like there's a lot of things that you could do. You probably won't do it all, but breaking them down into, okay, well,
I like breaking it down to
lost Natalie, but we're breaking it down into what you're actually going to commit to doing, right? What about yourself,
Yep.
Donna?
Yeah, so it's the same with myself. So additional income, because my hours have decreased at work. And then I've also been given notice that I need to leave the unit I'm in. So I've got to get additional income before I can do that. So I'm meant to be gone in about 2.5 months. So that 90 days works in really good with that actually, and what goals can work toward that. So
yeah,
yeah. So there's 2 things definitely working on: additional income, and then looking at how to go about finding new accommodation that is affordable.
yeah, yeah, great. So going back to so what you could do, and you can do this for multiple choices. Now choices we haven't covered in this session, but I have done it in other sessions. So you can go back to those. Okay, so creating a 30-day goal. So what's your intention? What's your target? Your 30-day intention. So out of the list of from the 90 days of what you will do. So you've got your big list of what you could do. So all the things you could do, what you've committed yourself you will do in 90 days. And then from that as your target, what could you do to move you towards your 90-day goals, right? So it's kind of taking it down further. So it's just some things we're shelving, right? Because we can't do it all at once. So we really just want to pinpoint the actions and targets that you will actually do, that you need to get done, right? And so you bring that down into the granular action as well. So, okay, well, I've got this target of needing to get a job. And so in 90 days, I'm going to do 10 job interviews. I'm going to update my resume. I'm going to go and talk to recruiters. I'm going to research this. I'm going to maybe enroll in a course that will upskill me. And then you take all of those goals from the 90 days and you go, okay, well, like in the next 30 days, out of that, what is going to be the best action that I'm going to do in the next 30 days? Because I can't do all, like, you know, I don't want to do all of those because that's enough to last me 90 days. So just in the next 30 days ahead of me, what am I going to actually achieve, right? What am I committed to doing? What could I do, right? And then you have your big long list of what you could do, right? Are we following?
Yes.
Yeah. And then moving towards, okay, well, out of what I could do in 30 days to take me to my 90-day goal, what will I actually commit to? What is my bare minimum? All right, what's that 20% that's going to give me the 80% of results? Right? And then we do that. We set our intention of doing those things. Okay, so now that you've got your 30-day list and goals, have a look at the week ahead and what are some of the actual tasks and behaviors that you could do this week that will move you towards that 30 days, what you want to achieve in 30 days. Okay, in 30 days, you know, I have to have gone to 10 open homes. I have to sell all this furniture because I don't need it all. Or it could be get it, you know, again, maybe 10 job interviews or applications, right? What's your miniature goals that's going to take you towards your 30 days? What can you do this week? Knowing that you can't do everything right now, but what are you going to commit to, right? So what I could do this week to move me towards my goals, which is just everything that you could do, but what you will commit to, right? What is that next step? What's the actual action, like itemized targets that you're going to do this week? You know, update your resume, apply for 10 jobs, talk to a recruiter, all of those kind of granular steps. And that's what your weekly commitment is. Now from here, we go into your daily planning, but what I love to do is actually take your weekly plan, take your goals that you were committed to do from the week and put it in your calendar. Open up your calendar and see what that looks like and schedule in all of those tasks, all those little action spots, dot points, and schedule them in your calendar physically. If you use a paper calendar, write them down. If you use a digital calendar, add an event for each task and actually schedule a meeting in with yourself to complete that task. Now, obviously, life happens and you might need to shift and move, but try not to. Try treating that task like you were a client call, right? So I need to show up for my client because this is the time I've scheduled. And if I have to cancel at the last minute, then I'm going to disappoint them and I might not be able to reschedule the session because it's last minute. So you are your own client. If you want to get your big, you know, your overall 1-year objective goal done, it's Kaizen, right? It takes these tiny little steps every single day and every week and every 30 days and every 90 days to get you there. So if you keep putting off and canceling your meetings with yourself, you are, sorry, I'm just trying to get back on screen so I can actually look at you. Stop sharing. There we go. You have to treat yourself like you would your clients. Show up for yourself. And if you keep canceling your appointments with yourself, then that 90-day goal and that 30-day goal and that weekly goal is just going to get pushed further and further and further away. So the one thing I think that changed everything for me was scheduling each of these tasks, these mini like daily habits and routines, and schedule it in your calendar, because then it's not all up here and it's easy to kind of forget. And it's there if you're accountable to yourself. And if you can't be accountable to yourself, then where are you going to go? Right? And obviously live your life, be flexible, do what the things you need to do, but just know if you don't achieve your bare minimum, then you're not going to get to where you want to go. Okay. What have we got next? So your daily routine, your daily planning, you know, you set an intention, always, you know, is it your choices? What are your top 3 things that you have to achieve today? You know, and a reflection of, okay, where was I uncomfortable yesterday? Where was my energy? Where was my focus? Did I get distracted? Is there anything I can bring into this week that I can improve on? Right? So take a reflection. What are you grateful for? Take a moment to just be in the present day. There is nothing better than this moment right now, because it's happening right now. Right now is the best you'll ever get. And so what can you be grateful for right now? What can you take that weight off your shoulder of not being where you want to be yet, or not having what you want yet, or, you know, maybe mistakes you've made in the past that creep up on you today. But how can you just let go of all that expectation of the future and holding on to the past, and just open your eyes, look around you, and just be present in this moment, and just be grateful for being alive and what you do have. What you do have, and knowing that you created this. Every aspect of your life, everything in your life, you created, you chose to create it, consciously or unconsciously. But a moment of gratitude of what you do have is really important. Sometimes we can just get really preoccupied with, you know, this is my goal, this is my choice, this is what I'm creating. And we're kind of living in the future so much of, oh, you know, but I haven't got it yet. So you know, you may put yourself down because you haven't got where you want to go, but wow, you've come so far. You've already come so far. What a beautiful life that you've created. Now, we keep moving, we keep flowing. And I like to say to be like water, be in the flow, go around the obstacles. When we create, we're always creating twice, right? So first in the 5D, in the invisible, and second in the physical world that we bring it down. And most days you'll probably have the same intention, but it's really taking each day and putting your energy into already being it now, being what you're creating in the 5D first, and then it manifests. Everything that you see right now in your life, all the physical and the circumstantial, it all started in the 5th dimension, in thought, as a thought, as energy, as quantum energy. And then it has taken action and focus and time for it to actually manifest in the physical world. But what you need to remember is that you can have it all now. And is that true? Can you have it all now? Can you? And the answer is you can. You can have half of it now. Half of it you can have right now. You have access to half. And it sounds quite contradictory. How does that work? All right. Because everything's created twice. Half of it you can have now, which is the feeling. It's what matters most. You can have the feeling now. You can choose. You can choose to have that feeling. You can choose to have any feeling you want, because you can create that chemical cocktail of emotion in your mind and in your body. You do that with your focus. So you can have it now. You can have the feeling of being totally in love and blissful, and you can have the feeling of stability and having a good income and doing all the things that you want to do and living in a home that you love and feeling safe and abundant. You can have that right now, true? You can create that chemical, and then the brain doesn't know the difference between a thought that creates the chemical of love and an experience in the physical that creates the chemical of love. There's no difference. The only difference is everyone creates different rules for what abundance is, what a feeling of abundance is, or love, or whatever it is, right? So you can have people over in Africa and they've been given a basic shoe, basic looking shoe, and that child has never seen the shoe before, and they can feel abundant. But if you try to give that same pair of shoes to a kid in the first world, they're not good looking. They're old. I don't want those. They're not good looking, right? So that kid won't be satisfied because they're old. So it's just a rule, and it's a choice, and that definition is predetermined. So it comes in many different ways, but everything is a choice. And we forget that our conditioning of the environment that we've come from, our conditioning of society and the rules that we create, and the rules that determine what abundance is, what love is, right? But it's just a rule, and you can change that rule. You can change the meaning. You can be satisfied with an old pair of Nikes if you choose to. It's just about a mental switch. You can have that most important part now, but it's only half, because we want the other half to show up in reality. And this is why so many great leaders throughout time that they've said that it is within you. You already have what you want within you. You can have it all now, right? Be it to see it, not have it and then you are it. It's always, you must be it first. And this refers to the emotional set point, that emotional vibration of being in alignment with what you do desire. So it can come into your frequency. It can come into your desire. This is where the law of attraction comes in, right? Resonating, being it first in the fifth dimension, and then it comes to manifest. But we're in this world where we feel separate. We feel separation. We feel we've got to this place where we're only focusing on that second half, you know, that physical. You know, I need that proof that, you know, until I've got the $1 million, then I can feel abundant. We're only focusing on that one thing. And then we've got the, you know, on the rules of what has to prove to feel that abundance, what has to be that proves that I've got abundance. And that's the rule, that's the external. And the truth is, they can't show up until, you know, we get that internal state right. That's one of the biggest lessons, is the internal. And then get the internal right, and the external will come to be. But are you willing to let go of what the physical has right now, and that what hasn't shown up for you? Are you willing to let go of that and just be satisfied right now? Just be completely and utterly satisfied with, this is where I am right now. That's great. I'm totally satisfied. And from this point, you get to choose to create what you love. We've been taught somewhere where the external is going to create the internal, but it's the other way around, true. So we're going to get, you know, you're going to get that gold medal that you win. You're going to get that the right relationships, and the relationships will make you feel the love. So it's always like that external will make you feel. It will prove to you that you've made it, you've got it. Now I have permission to feel abundant, because now I've got the $1 million. The other way around. It's really important to realize that if you plant the wrong seeds, the wrong emotions will show up, and that's what you're going to manifest. If you plant seeds of well, I don't have the job now, I you know, the money's not here, then you're gonna manifest that. That's the energy that you're bringing into your life. So it's about letting go of what is yet to manifest, and really stepping into that emotion. So what we're actually going to do is a process for the next hour. We're going to do the magnetic alignments, and this process is we're going to set up the structure of reality, and we're going to train your body to actually be open to receive this plan, this structure. So, and then we're going to go through a process of actually reliving it. So it takes a little bit to set up. So you need your pad and pen, and we're going to create your future steps. So we're going to create 7 stations on your piece of paper. So the first one says past. So if you write...
Says what? Sorry?
Past. Let me...
Past.
Past, yeah. So let me just write that. I'll copy it over. So what you want to do is have... Yeah, so like this. I've just put in the chat. So past is number 1. And then... Yeah, so I want just write them, all of these points down, and we'll fill them in later, but just write them down for now. So number 1 is past, outcome, belief, and feeling. The next one is number 2. So past is number 1. Is number 2 is present. So outcome, belief, feeling comes under number 2. Then we've got number 3 is 1 step. Number 3 is 1 step. And then under that, you want outcome, belief, feeling. And then you've got step 4, which is 2-step. So you got step 1, step 2, however you want to write it. Number 5, and under that you want outcome, belief, feeling. Number 5 is desired goal, outcome, belief, feeling. Then you want to write number 6 is future, outcome, belief, feeling. And number 7 is future. So future, you can do future 1, future 2, or however you want to do it. Or you can do future and future. So it's number 7. Under that, you want outcome, belief, and feeling. Okay, just give me a thumbs up when you've got that. I'll just share what that might look like. Okay. So if you're watching the replay, you can, instead of the chat box, you can just, on the screen right now, you've got past, present, step 1, step 2, desired goal, future, and future. And under each of those headings, you've got outcome, belief, and feeling. Okay, so we're actually going to complete this in a different order. It's not going to be all the way down. So we're actually going to complete number 5 first. So number 5 is your desired outcome. Okay, so the first thing we're going to fill in is your desired goal. What is your desired goal right now in life? What's your desired goal? So feel into it. What is something that you're really going for? Write one of your outcomes. So your desired outcome. That comes under outcome. The next thing I want you to do is to write how it would feel if you had that. How would it feel to have that goal? And the last thing I want you to write is the belief. Okay, so what would you believe now that you've done that? What do you believe? And look, this doesn't have to be perfect. It just, whatever comes up. It's not about the granular details. It's about the structure and just getting something down. Now, what we're going to do is fill in fill like that structure in for all the steps in that specific order. And once you've filled it in, we're going to close your eyes and go through it. So I want you now just to go back to your present day. Compared to your desired goal, where are you now? So where are you now? What's your life like right now? So the next question is your present day. How does it feel? How does it feel? And what's your belief right now? What do you believe to be true? What would you believe? What do you believe now? Okay, so we're going to go, so the next step is, we're going to go back one step to the past. Where were you just before your present day? So where were you? What was your outcome in the past? If you just step back once, how does that feel? You know, what was your outcome in the past? What you're experiencing? How did you feel? And what were your beliefs? What did you believe at that time? Okay. So you've got your outcome, your belief of your past, and that feeling. How did you feel?
Are we doing all of these based on the desired goal?
Yeah. Yeah. So what was that one? So you've got your desired goal we started with, then we went to the present state, so your present day, and then one step into the past. It might relate to your desired goal, it might not. It just, where were you in terms of creation? Right? Most likely it's got something to do with your desired goal, right? So just one step behind in your path. Let me know if you're all there, if you're ready to take the next step.
We've got to be writing this down as we go. You mean, yeah.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, so have it all written down, the outcome, the belief, the feeling. We're not doing it in order, we're doing it, so desired goal first, then we've just done the present, and then the past, number one. And now, if you're ready to move forward, we're going to do that one step. So from the present, what is that next step? What's that next step towards your desired reality? One step forward from your current reality. How will you feel? What's that feeling? What is that one step? It might be, you know, going to a job interview. What do you feel? What's that feeling that you get in that next step just past your current reality? And what do you believe now? What do you believe now that you're here in that next step? Okay, so, and then what's the next outcome? So we've got what step one, that next step after your current reality, how that feels and what you believe. What's the next outcome that you've got to do? Okay, so you're going to assume that you've done the first step, and then you're going to that second step. Okay, so you've done that for that next step, that first step, you're going to the second step. And what I find, you know, one of the biggest things that stop people from creating is that they only have their desired goal and they don't actually create the bigger, a goal that's bigger than that. So what we're going to do after the second step, so the second step, what are your beliefs now that you've taken step number one, you've got in that second step? How does it feel to be now in that second step? That moment just before you complete your desired reality. How does it feel? What do you believe? And then it's that step just before your desired reality, your desired reality. And so we've already completed that. So the desired reality is there. You know what that is. And so what's next? So assume you've completed your desired goal. What's the future after you have achieved this desired goal? What is your next big goal? This is the next outcome, right? So under outcome, what is that next goal? Now, this might not relate to your original desired reality. It could be something completely different, but you've not maybe thought about that. But I want you to really step into what's next after you've completed that thing, that you've got the job, you've moved house, you've got another, you've created all of that. What's next? What is your future outcome after you've completed that desired reality? How does it feel? How does it feel? What's the feeling associated with that future step? And what do you believe now that you've completed your desired reality, taken all the steps? What's your belief now? What do you believe? Okay. And then, assuming you've already got your desired reality, you're in the future, after you've got that future step after your desired reality. What's that next big goal? Push yourself even further and ask yourself, what's your future, your future too, beyond your future? What does that feel like? What is that outcome? What does it feel like to have that? And what do you believe now that you're here? What's your future goal? What do you believe? What's your belief? And I need to see a thumbs up or a 1 in the chat box, just so I know that we're good to move forward. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be have deep thought into it. It just needs to be a relative, something. Yeah, cool. All right, we're all done. So we're going to take it to the next step. And we're going to train our body that these are the steps. So we're going to look at the story you've created, and we're going to train your body on a path to these desired futures. And this is going to create a neurological link inside your brain. And this will help your body to know what the next step always is, right? You feel that clarity.
So did you say we're training our bodies to take the next step? Is that what you said?
Yeah, we're training our bodies to this path, right? It's a path. You've got those incremental steps, right, to get to where you want to go. We're not jumping from the past to your future. It's a path. So we're actually training your body and your mind and your energy and your neurological connections inside your brain that this is the path. This is the next step. This is like where we're going. Right? So this meditation is a magnetic alignment process. So we're becoming magnetically aligned to your path, to your future steps. Okay, so when you're ready, and you can have your paper, your steps ready, and open your eyes to read them, and then close your eyes again. And we're going to go through this a couple of times. Okay, so the first one, obviously the present day. So have a look at what you've written down for your present day, and then close your eyes and step into it. And go right.
Specifically for the present, I don't have an outcome.
The outcome
Should I have
is,
an outcome for present or no?
yeah. So what's your desired reality?
Right now.
No, what's your step number 5? What have you written down for 5?
I've just got simple and peaceful life.
Okay. So what's it like right now?
The opposite of that.
Then write that down.
Okay.
Yeah. So the outcome is whatever the opposite is. Frantic, chaotic, whatever it is for you. That's just what are you experiencing right now? What's your belief? What do you believe right now? And how do you feel?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And any other questions about any of the other steps? Are we all clear? Have we all got something written down? Yeah. Cool. Cool. All right. So have a look at what you've written down for present day. And just close your eyes and step into it. Go right into that now and see how it feels. What's it like to be right here? Just be present in this moment right now. Okay, so you're going to open your eyes and we're going to step back in life, one step. I want you to have a look at what you've written down and step back to your past. Close your eyes once you've read it and step into your past. Remember what it was like back then. Be back there now. Then go back into that feeling. What did you believe back then? How did you feel? Just being back there now. Then step back into the present day. And if you need to, you can have a look on your list and see what you wrote down. But step right back. So step into the present day and just close your eyes and notice how much better it is to be in this present day than in the past. Take a nice deep breath here and just appreciate stepping into your present day. Just send gratitude to that person who took the steps into who you are today. Step into that present day. Feel it. What's it like to be here? Thank your future self for getting you here, your past self. Just keeping your eyes closed. Just looking at what your desired goal is in life. And I just want you to just notice what it's like to be here and thank yourself for this moment. I just want you to notice what your desired goal is. And if you're seeing a future you, stepping into your desired goal, and just let's step forward into it. Just notice it. I want you to take yourself back to the present day. And just as you, from the perspective of your desired goal, looking back to your present, what was that next step? So coming back to the present now and taking that first step. You can open your eyes to read your step 3, your first step. Then close your eyes and just take that step mentally. Step into the feeling of what it's like. Really own this first step. See yourself taking this action, making it happen. What's it like to take this step? Looking back to the current reality, thanking the old version of yourself that has taken this step. Appreciating your past self that has taken you to your present day and has taken you into that first step. And now that you're here, now that you've taken this first step, I want you to open your eyes and have a look at the next step, step 4. And now step forward into it. Choose to step into it and then close your eyes and go there. How does it feel to be here? One step away from that bigger, closer to your desire, in your desired reality. What's this? What's it like being this person? You're here thinking about all the people you've had to be in order to get you here. Send gratitude to your past, gratitude for all the steps before you. That person that took that first step, that person that is in the present, and your past self. Just sending so much gratitude for all the versions of yourself that step before you, that has got you to this moment where you're one step away from achieving that desired goal. And if you're ready, you can take a quick look at your desired goal. Notice how you should be feeling, and then step right into it. Close your eyes. What's it like to be the person that already achieved this? Notice all the things that you had to overcome to get there, all the people that had to help you, the experiences. You're so happy it's yours. You have it. You're living it. This is yours right now. This is you. Really let yourself be in it. Breathe through her lungs. She has already achieved this desired goal. See through her eyes. Hear through her ears. Speak through her mouth. And just be in it. Send gratitude to your past self, that present self, the person that took one step after the present, that person who was one step behind achieving the desired outcome, and now the person who you are right now that has achieved this desired reality. And just breathe. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe the air. and just know that you're living this. And once you know that you're living this, we're going to step even further into the future. We're going to go forward even further. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just look at that first future. Step 6. And close your eyes. When you're ready, step into that future. Really feel into this future, knowing that behind you is a gigantic goal, and it was the biggest one you could have thought of to this present day. And now you're all the way there, and you're way out there. You're feeling better. Just go there into the future after you already had your desired reality. Go into the future, be there. And looking back with gratitude for all the versions of yourself, all these steps to allow you to be here now. You are in your future. Looking back with so much appreciation for yourself and all the people along the way. Say thank you. Be grateful to this person. And let your imagination go wild. What does this person do? Who is this person? How are you now that you have this already? It's really, really good. It was so big, it was so true, and it's happened. So much gratitude. And from this perspective of your future self, just looking back and sending so much gratitude to all the steps that preceded this moment, all the versions of yourself from the past, from your past self into the present, taking that one step, taking that next step, achieving your desired reality, and now into your future. Now let's step into this biggest shift. Future number 2. Open your eyes and have a look into that. What did it feel? What was the feeling you wrote down that you're living this future? And then you can close your eyes. This is so much more. Now that you're out here, allow yourself to step into your future perspective. It was all worth it. How does it feel to be this person? How have you helped? How have you contributed? What have you created? How does it feel to be out here in your future? Looking back, sending so much gratitude to the versions of yourself that got you here step by step, incrementally. It feels so good and safe. You actually achieved this. Now we're just going to run through this a few times. Either keep your eyes closed, but if you have to peek and open your eyes and have a look at what you've written down, that's fine. We're just going to go back into the present day. Step right in the present day. Once you go in the present day, when you're ready, take that first step. If you have to open your eyes to look, that's fine. That's the first step towards your desired reality. Keep your eyes closed. Step forward into your first step in your mind. What's it like? You remember where you're going. Any gratitude of where you've come from. Now that you've achieved this first step, you can now shift forward into that second step. Go into it fully now. What's it like to be this close to your desired goal? What's it like to be one step away from your desired goal? So close, just what's it like to be here? And step forward now. You have your desired goal right now. Experience it. Because it's already done. What's it like to be this person that's achieved this? What do you believe about yourself? Allow your imagination to go wild. Who is that person that you are now that has achieved this desired reality? What is it you've been able to do? How have you been able to help? How does it feel? Who's proud of you? Are you proud of yourself? Just really enjoy it, celebrate it. This is what you've done. As you're enjoying this feeling, it's amazing. It's time to step into your future. Move beyond this and go past it. Go way past it. Step forward into your future. One step, just one step past your desired goal into your future. How does that feel? Wow. Just tuned into that feeling and remembering all the people that you had to be to get you here. Thank all the versions of you. You've got you here. Take a moment of appreciation to be here in the future. And if you're ready to take the step into your second future, the future, step into it. Let it wash over you like this gentle wave. All the things that you've achieved. They're behind you. Sending gratitude to all the versions of yourself that got you here, step by step, incrementally. This is who you are. This is your truth. You're like this seed that grew into a forest. No one can see the potential of this seed to be this giant forest. But here you are, and you created this forest. humongous forest, because it's you. Only the seed knew. It's what is true for you now. Now you're standing right here in the forest. Everything you've ever been able to do, all the people you've touched, the money you've made, or the love you've created, everything. Just give thanks. Give thanks to all the versions of yourself that enabled you to be here. Giving thanks to your past self for going through that struggle when you couldn't see anything in the future. And your present self who had the courage to take that first step. And that version of yourself in that first step that took that second step. And all the steps to get you towards your desired reality. That version of yourself that achieved your goal and took it further. The future self, expanding even more. And now in your future. Just give thanks of all the versions of yourself. Taking a nice deep breath, connecting your physical body to the journey you've just come on. Feel it present in your body. Coming all the way back to the present moment. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back on. First, you start in the present day. You can always take a step back. As soon as you step back and remember where you've come from, and then step forward into where you are now, allows you to be even more grateful to this present day. And remember, the problems that you have now, you once wished for. And that when you step into your future and really appreciate the past and present versions of yourself. How are we feeling?
Yeah, good. I usually always find it a bit hard to keep up with things like and keeping like focused or what have you. I noticed that basically my real desired goal wasn't really what I thought it was. But yeah, so yeah, and then I was able to really to get more into it, and I liked the going back and thanking your past self. I found that really helpful for getting me where I am now and into the future. So yeah, that was actually really good.
And how do you feel now?
Yeah, I feel really, really good actually, and I'm yeah, and get the hang of it more, and just that importance of that gratitude for oneself, and yeah.
And how does it feel now from this present day, looking forward into your desired reality and beyond?
Yeah, it looks like attainable, and and true. Yeah, so that's and and like I've already got it. So yeah, so it's there, and I just have to keep doing the steps. I feel, yeah, on track in that case. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how did your desired reality change?
Well, it changed because, like I was thinking about, additional income. That's what I need at the moment. But when it went on to, when it's talking about in the present and how do I feel about my life right now, it's actually been can't think of the expression, a blessing in disguise to have had my hours cut back, because I've had more time to, even though I've still been busy because I'm still, obviously looking for work and looking around at homes and things like that. But it's given me time to try and really work on my morning routines. So, and getting back into some of the things that I was, doing before, doing more stretching, like we spoke about in our previous session too, about, what's the minimum time that's going to be my non-negotiable to do some stretching of a morning, or to do this and that. So I've been, since not having to work as much, I've been focusing on that. And a lot of it was out of necessity, because I had a really bad neck pain there for a while. So yeah, yeah, so it's been really great to experience that, to experience and knowing that I needed to get into my morning routine, as far as, getting into the emotion of my end results and what have you, to and also to keep up with things like this, like Chris had his recent 2023 Superconscious, mixed up, but anyway, he had his little part recently, so I've been keeping up with things like that as well, which has been really wonderful. So it's to keep me in a good place, because I know that I'm not going to I'm not going to get what I desire by being stressed. I've really got to really be working on the important foundation things in order to be able to create what I would like to create, be in the right space to get more income. And yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So it's, really about taking that incremental actions, those small
Yeah, it
steps
is.
every week, and
Yes,
do it
it
and
is.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Amazing. Thanks for sharing, Donna. We have another share. I know Natalie can't she put a video on, so I'll read it out. She says it gave a really nice perspective of the journey. Feels inspiring, possible, achievable, a positive unfolding, increasing of abundance throughout the journey. Amazing. Yeah. So it really
Well
is.
worded.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful.
Yeah, it is a magical moment when you break it down into those little steps. It really is like, why are we so worried about the futures that's so far ahead? There's so many versions of ourselves that we get to experience in order to get there, right? And it really is about that journey. And when you train your body to accept and receive this journey, what we've done here is really created that neurological connection of your body receiving and experiencing that journey, that it's actually not that, it's not that it's not a challenging, it's not dangerous journey. It's actually the incremental steps. And it's not going from one big step to the next. It's actually, it's the Kaizen, it's the incremental steps that is actually really nurturing and safe. It's not complicated when you break it down, right? Yeah. But we forget, our mind goes from, well, I want to get here, and we forget that there's so many little steps in the way. So really, and the lenses is essentially this process, but in a documented form, right? So yeah, feel free to go and do this meditations in the replay again.
Lovely, thank you.
On maybe a different desired outcome, or you might want to refine it and other future outcomes. So this is a really great way to just at least get that awareness and start thinking about, you know, well, once I've got the job, then what? And then that's going to magnetically pull you towards that journey, because your body's like, oh, I know where I'm going. I know it's safe to actually achieve that goal. And then because there's other things on the other side, you know, life keeps going. It doesn't just end.
Yeah, it's a really good exercise.
Yeah. So thanks so much for joining.
Thank you. It's wonderful. Thanks for having it.
It's fantastic. And it's a beautiful way to start the morning. And yeah, so keep in alignment with your desired realities. And I wish you all the best and speak to you very soon.
Thank you so much, Amber. Have a great day. Bye-bye then.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.